Hello and welcome to my fermentation station. So I have all 8 of my fermentation lids going for various hot sauces here, and I actually did order some more. These are a different brand than I have before, so I'm gonna make some fermented cranberry sauce, and so I went ahead and bought some more from Amazon. So I thought these ones were kind of neat, and they come with a little plug here that you can put in the middle. So I'm going to use those for my cranberry sauce, but I wanted to show you here some of the hot sauces that I have going, and it's always a good idea to make notes. So I have this little notebook here, and I make notes of all the ingredients in all of my hot sauces. I don't usually put how much of each ingredient, so I don't have that information, but I at least have what ingredients have gone into that. So there are actually there's 8 jars, but there's 7 different recipes. So the first one, and I kind of have them in order of when I started them. So the oldest ones are on the left, and the first one I started this year was September 3rd, and that is the quart jar here in the back. So I've got all orange and yellow peppers in that one. I'm not going to go through all the ingredients, but I will mention a few things. So I've got onion, garlic, honey, and I put some plums without the skin in there, and these are all ingredients that I got from the garden. So that's that one, and I do prefer to use quart jars for most of my ferments, but I do have one half-gallon jar I'll show you in a minute, and then this one is a little bit smaller. So this was the second batch I made of sauce, and this was started on September 6th. So this was the first mash that I tried, and I actually prefer the not doing a mash. I like the brine method better. But I wanted to try mash just to give it a try, and it seems to be going okay. I think the top layer of the mash has gotten a little bit darker than the rest. I'm not sure if that's normal. I haven't been stirring it or anything. I did add a little bit of brine to the top because it seemed really dry, but I don't think normally you have to do that. But there's that one, and I've got some, again, yellow and orange peppers, and that's one I didn't put any fruit in. So I have been putting a lot of fruit in a lot of the sauces, but that one I didn't. And then the next 2 jars, these are both the same recipe, but I put them in 2 jars. This is my green ghost sauce. So I've got green ghost peppers in there, onions, garlic, and I think, some green tomatoes and also tomatillos. And then the next one, so let's do the half-gallon jar here. This is another one that's got a bunch of yellow, I think it's all yellow peppers from the garden, and I've got some onions, garlic, and I put some white currants for the fruit in this one. So I haven't used that in a hot sauce before, so I wanted to give that a try. And next up we have, this was my first red pepper hot sauce that I made this year, and that one has got, let's see, that one's got, let me find the notes for that one. So that one's got the ghost pepper, Bohemian Beast, ricotos, Scotch bonnets, onions, garlic, and this one I've got, you can see them here, there's some blueberries that I put in there, and I think these were actually frozen blueberries that I added, because I didn't have any fresh at the time. And you can see some of these have a little layer of white on the top. That's not a bad thing. It's probably not desirable, but it's not gonna ruin your hot sauce. That's actually called kahm yeast. If it were a black fuzzy substance on the top, that's mold, which is bad, and you don't want that in your hot sauce. But this, I'm pretty sure, is kahm yeast, which is pretty common for a lot of fermentations. So I'll just scrape that off the top. It does have a little bit of a bad taste, so I don't want to mix it in with the hot sauce. So I'll just scrape it off the top and it should be fine. And then the last 2 here, so this one is actually in I kind of found this in a neat jar. It's called a swirl jar, so it's kind of got a swirl to it. It's a little bit less than a quart. I think it's 24 ounces, I believe. But that one, let's see, I've got the ricotos, onions, garlic, and I've put a little bit of blackberry juice in there, which gave it a lot darker color. So that's kind of a different take on the hot sauce there. And then the very last one I have here, you can see floating in there, I've got some goji berries. So I have a goji berry bush in the front yard, so I wanted to try making a hot sauce out of some goji berries. But I've also got some garlic. I put some ginger in this one, and There's a pineapple, ricotta, and some hot ahi peppers. So this one, I'm pretty excited about this one. I think there's some onions in there too. Oh yeah, I put an onion at the top because I have some fermentation weights in these, and some of them kept sinking to the bottom. So I put a piece of onion on this one so that it wouldn't sink, and that seems to do the trick. So those are all the hot sauces I have going, so I'll probably start bottling some of these next month. And then here, you can see I've got some hot sauces here, and these are from last year. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 bottles left, and each batch I make, I do a different hot sauce label. So you can see all the different ones that I had last year. So that's it for the fermentation station. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.